Hey all, my name is Teresa, and today I am playing September's round of Jurassic TBR. Hello, you guys. I apologize about the ring light. It's really dark out, so I can't have, I literally just have my overhead lighting. It's not enough. So the ring light glare is just there. It's also still very warm. So if you hear a fan in the background, apologies, okay? It has been a wild, wild month. I'm actually filming this video on the 31st of August. So tomorrow is September 1st. This video isn't even going to go up probably till, might make it tomorrow. Well, today. The first, when you guys are seeing it, it might not be up to the second or third. Truly, I don't know. If you guys have been around my channel at all for the past month, you will know that I have been just crazy busy with readathon content because I have a readathon coming out this month in September. Or I guess it's already live as this video is being broadcast. Anyways, I have been really, really busy with that, so I have not had time yet to sit and film my TBR. I did do my game like a month in advance because I knew I was going to be really busy. I just have not had time to sit and film my video. So here I am. Gameplay is already done. I did it, like I said, in like July, I believe, when I did my September gameplay. Let's go through this really quickly for those of you who maybe are new here. The way this works, well, this is my TBR game, Jurassic TBR. It is based around the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise. The way this works is I have a little character that goes from, we start here, I roll a dice depending on, like I normally will roll either a 10 or 12 sided die. Sometimes I let the dice choose which one wants to be used, and sometimes I choose which one is going to be used. You will see that in the gameplay part. That doesn't really matter. What matters is I roll a dice, I move along the board following the footprints all the way up to the top. And, obviously, if I roll a 1, I move 1. If I roll a 10, I move 10 spaces. Pretty straightforward. The only rule I really have with this is to officially escape the game, I have to roll the exact number. So if I'm here, I have to roll a 1, 2. If I'm here, I have to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4 to escape. If I'm here and I roll a 10, I have to go backwards 10. If I'm here and I roll a 1, I have to go backwards 1. So I either escape or move backwards the amount of numbers on the dice. And then I just do that one time because I'm not going to torture myself. After that, I can roll whatever I want and escape with whatever number allows me to escape. The footprints, the different color footprints, are different prompts. So green footprints correlate to Mr. TBR cards. Red footprints correlate to Jurassic TBR cards. White footprints correlate to my owned TBR, and I do have a TBR drawer that I pull out of. The only one is this one up here is my nonfiction TBR, so I have to pull out of, I usually just pick this. I don't have a jar or anything, but I have to read off my physically owned nonfiction shelf for this one white footprint. All the other ones are just my physical shelves, my fiction physical shelves. Yellow footprint means I have to read a fantasy of my choice, and black footprint means I read a thriller of my choice. That is basically the game, and I think that's everything I need to do with the board, so I'm going to put it down so we can have a more civilized conversation. Changing up the angle a bit too. Apologies if anything moved. The only other rule in my game is regarding my cards. Now, if I draw a card, I have to fulfill the prompt on the card within the month. If I do not fulfill the prompt, then I have to put the card back into the active pile so it has a chance of being drawn again. I will not do this though until the month following, because normally when I film, I am like ahead of schedule, and so I still have time left in the month to fulfill that card. So say for this video, August's cards would normally not go back into the deck until October, but July's cards will be going back into the deck in September and could be live for September's game. I hope that makes sense. It's just a way for me to make sure that I have a chance of reading cards or reading my prompts, because I film usually, like I said, a little bit in advance. If I do complete the prompt, it goes in the discard pile and is not used again until all cards are gone. I have a huge stack of cards. It's going to take a long time to get that done, but this is just how the game works. Now, normally in these videos, I would be telling you what I read last month, my last month TBR, whether or not I completed it. I don't know. I don't have the paper in front of me that tells me what I read or what my TBR was. So apologies that I am not going to be going over August's game in this video. I will make sure to do a video where I'll talk about, I'll probably go from like the beginning when I started again this year, which is in June. So June, July, August, and September's games will all be combined. I'll tell you what I read, what I didn't read, how the cards are looking. I just do not have the energy or the time today, really, to go back and try and figure out what I read, what I didn't read. I will say, though, that I did at least complete one of the cards from August. So one card is going in discard pile. Again, you will find out that in a separate video. I'm sorry, guys. I just... if you've been around my channel, you will know I've been putting all of my energy into this readathon, and I am exhausted. It starts like it's like 8 o'clock at night right now. So it starts in just a few hours for me. It's already started for a lot of you. By the time you see this video, it'll have already started because it starts on midnight, September 1st at midnight in your own time zone. So it's already started by the time you see this. We will talk about that in a little bit more towards the end of the video if you're curious. It is the Cryptid Creatures readathon. If you want to know more, I'll have it linked. But again, a little bit later in this video, I will be discussing it. But today we're talking about the Jurassic TBR. So yeah, no wrap-ups in this video. Apologies, but we're just gonna get moving. So September, I played the game already. Like I said, I really needed to get it just done. I played it the same time I played my August TBR because with this readathon coming up, I really wanted to try and put as many of my Jurassic TBR polls onto my bingo board for my Cryptid Creatures readathon, which is right here, by the way. So I played my game and then I took the books I picked from my game and I like applied them to the prompts on here. So we'll discuss that in a minute. Before we start the, this month's game, I need to tell y'all that I'm kind of insane. Kind of. Because I'm not only am I playing my game and hosting my own readathon, I am also taking part in a few other readathons. At least kind of. I'm not putting any like major effort into any other readathons other than my own. I'm hosting it. It is the most important to me. I need to be there like on Discord, interacting with people, filming content for it, reading the books for it. So the other readathons I'm going to be participating in are going to be very loose. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. It is what it is, but I'm going to try. Call me crazy. Yeah. So anyways, I will talk more about that after the Jurassic TBR stuff is gone through. So I'm just going to go ahead and start the, show you guys the gameplay, and I will come back and discuss the roles. Obviously me now, but the gameplay, like I said, was forever ago. Anyways, let's just roll the tape. Like always, we have Dr. Ellie Sattler, who is going to help us escape Jurassic TBR. I have my little dice tray here. Okay, so I have a 12-sided die and a 10-sided die. I need to roll. Whichever one lands on a higher number is the one to choose. If they're the same, I roll again. Okay, we have an 8 and we have a 6, which means I will be using the 10-sided, the 10-sided die today. Okay, let's go for roll number 1. Roll number 1 is a lovely big number. We've got an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Black, which is thriller. So I picked Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. This one is like a sci-fi thriller. I think it's also slightly maybe considered literary fiction type of book. It's sci-fi or climate fiction. It has to do with global warming and all the things. I'm doing that because there's an ocean. I don't know what I'm doing. I am all out of it today. But we're following a woman who washes up on the shore of this really secluded island that only has this man and his kids on it, and they are basically protectors of or caretakers of the world's largest seed bank, which holds all the seed from around the world. So if anything ever happened, we could replant and make food still. There is a storm brewing, and I think it means both physically and metaphorically on this island. This book takes place down near Antarctica. It's like off the coast of Antarctica or something like that. So kind of weird that this random lady just washes up on shore, but this is what I will be reading for thriller. Rule number 2. That's a 5. So far, so good. Might have just jinxed myself, but hey, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, white owned TBR. Y'all saw it. Owned TBR. I already pulled for this back when. So let's go ahead and I'll insert that clip and you guys can see what I pulled and what I'll be reading for this one. Okay, so like I said, I just got out of the shower, my hair is wet, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be drawing for my TBR jar. I just want to make sure that I can get my books, you know, a little bit ahead of time. So if I can do this, I'm going to go ahead and draw and see which book I'm going to be reading. Now I do have the right to veto if I want. I want to go for this one. Green, which means 2000 to 2023 is when it was hauled. Does not mean it was written during that time though. It could be literally anything. Okay, a little nervous. Let's see what it says. What does that say? Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights. Oh man. Arabian Nights. I mean, it is illustrated edition. This was not what I was expecting to read, but I guess I'm just gonna have to finally get to it and hope that I can fit it into my TBR. A more random book that like literally, how am I gonna fit this in anywhere? Arabian Nights. Yeah. If you don't know what this is about, neither do I, really. All I know is, okay, this is what I believe to know, and this is through like watching Wishbone, okay? Back in the day, if you guys don't know who Wishbone is, your childhood was not as good as mine. Wishbone was a little dog that would read stories and like reenact stories. In Arabian Nights, all I know is that there was a king who would get a new bride every night, and then by the morning, this bride would be dead. Well, he gets this new bride, and she's like, yeah, I don't really want to die. So she tells him stories, and he's like, okay, well, you tell me a good story, and then maybe I'll kill you after. Like, you know, the Dread Pirate Roberts kind of situation. She basically tells him stories night after night after night to get him to spare her life. I think there's 101 stories, I believe. I could be very incorrect on that one. Like I said, that's what I believe this is about. This is obviously a classic. It's actually the original author is anonymous, so I don't know if it's just like a collection of short stories that people found and put together, if there really was an author that authored the whole book. No clue. All I know is that it's a very, very old story. So Arabian Nights is what I'll be reading, and it does have illustrations in the book. So thanks, TBR jar. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. But I think what I'll do with this is probably read a story a day or something like that. So Arabian Nights is on the TBR. Not one I was expecting to read, but all right, we do what we gotta do. Roll number 3. Oh my gosh. Roll number 3 is another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Non-fiction owned TBR. That could actually work in my favor this month. This game is being really interesting this month, right? Because now I landed on my non-fiction owned TBR. Took me a while to figure out this one. I was like, how am I going to fit this into the readathon? Because I don't, surprisingly enough, I don't own any cryptid books. But then I remembered, oh, actually, no, I do, because I had just ordered a cryptid book. And since it is technically on my owned nonfiction TBR in the month of September, I'm counting it. And that is The United States of Cryptids by J.W. Oker. This is a tour of American myths and monsters. This is the official or the unofficial official book of the readathon. I say unofficial because I forgot to announce it in the announcement video. But yeah, I'm reading this. My co-host is going to be reading this. A few other people in Discord are going to be reading this. So it's just literally tells you about all the different cryptids all around the United States. Nonfiction, I own it. It's going to work for this prompt, baby. I'm making it work for me. Well, number 4. Okay. Well, number 4 is a 3. 1, 2, and 3. That is a Mr. TBR card. Just pulling the top one off the pile. And we have Buzzword. So I have to read a book that fits the Buzzword challenge that I have not read yet. Then we landed on our first card of the game, which is a Mr. TBR card. And yes, I did spill something on it. It's been part of the reason why I'm redoing these. Anyways, it was read a book from the Buzzword Challenge. This one, I can't remember the month this goes for. I don't know if it's September's month or a different month. I'll put it here on the screen. But the prompt is to read a book with punctuation in the title. And so for that, I will be reading Abominable, I cannot say that word, Science. And as you all can see, there is an exclamation point, so it counts as punctuation. This is a non-fiction book about the origins of the Yeti, Nessie, and other famous cryptids. I'm sure you can imagine I'm reading it for my readathon. Okay, guys, I can officially escape in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can escape with a roll of the dice because I have 10 spaces to go. So I have to roll a 10. Otherwise, I need to go back to the amount of spaces on the board. This is where a 10 or a small number would come in really, really handy. Alright, come on, dice. Alright, well, it's not a 10, but it's not a huge number either. Is that focusing? We got 4. I don't know if that focused. I'm kind of filming at a different angle today, so apologies. But that means we go backwards for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another thriller. Now, like I said, I cannot remember if I had to do backward rolls or if I just escaped. You obviously will see seen on screen either way. But the next prompt is thriller, and for that I picked The Crash by Frida McFadden. I have not read a Frida McFadden book yet. I know a lot of people start with, is it The Housemaid's Secret or something like that? But The Crash is her new release for this year. It works for some of the prompts. It works for a prompt on my cryptid board, and I just happened to get it into the library this month, so I was like, that's the one I'm going to do. All I know about this is about a woman who crashes or gets stranded in a blizzard and gets rescued, but then once she's rescued, realizing she might be safer in the car than with the people who rescued her. That is all I know about it, and that's what I'm reading for this. It's definitely considered a thriller. Okay, and since we have done our backwards roll from here on out, we just roll until we escape the game. 0 is a 10. Where was that last roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, Jurassic TBR card. We have Stegosaurus, read a graphic novel. Yay. And the very last prompt that we have was a Jurassic TBR card. That's the last one I landed on. Yeah, again, I spilled something on it. So it just is what it is. Stegosaurus, read a graphic novel. This, I was like, hallelujah, because this is a super easy one. For that, I will be reading The Woman in the Woods and Other North American Stories. I got this because it does count for the Rougarou prompt on my board. For my game, you can read a book about the cryptid, you can read a book that, or you can read either a book about the cryptid to complete the square, you can read the prompt to complete the square, or you can combine the two if possible. This does have a story about a Rougarou in it. It's just called The Rougarou, so this one works for that. And I figured, well, it's a graphic novel, so awesome. Plan on reading it anyways. It'll work for my game. We have escaped this game if we get a 4 or higher. Oh, look at that, y'all. This game was so nice to me this month. That is a 5. Which means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have officially escaped Jurassic TBR. Okay, guys, those are all of the books for my Jurassic TBR. All but one of them will count for my Cryptid Creatures readathon. The only one that, well, it could technically count because I guess you can consider it a historical fiction. Arabian Nights, there might be some other things in there that could work for some stuff on the board, but I'm just kind of assuming it's not. But yeah, 6 books. 6 books is amazing, and all but one of them, like I said, will fit my readathon. I'm so excited, you guys. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this readathon is, well, you're all welcome. You can join it anytime. You don't have to, it's already started, but you are free to join in. There is no rush. There's no hurry. The only competition you have with yourself, all you have to do is read one book that fits one prompt, and you have officially participated in the Cryptid Creatures Readathon. If you want to go for a bingo or a blackout or whatever, you are more than welcome to. Make sure, though, that you check the sign-up link in the description. That is kind of the only thing I ask of you, is to use the sign-up link. Other than that, have at it. Have fun. If you guys want to know what I'm reading for this, I will, like I said, post down below my old TBR, I will post in the Discord and on Instagram, and on the community tab I will have my like set TBR that I know, which is in that video. That's like what I'm definitely reading. And then my pile of possibilities, which is, everything else. Okay, now I did say in the beginning I'm a little crazy because I am taking on other readathons this month. I'm gonna make a separate video for those. So if you guys are just wanting to see the TBR for this one, go ahead and you can just end this one and not watch my other ones. But if you want to know what other crazy things I'm up to in the month of September, you can check out that video. I will be doing two. One will be the magical readathon. I'm doing that as its own video. And then the other 3 readathons, I know I'm crazy, that I will be attempting to participate with, or two, in whatever are going to be in their own video too. So I have 2 more coming, one with 3 TBRs and one with 1 TBR. I hope all that makes sense. It's a lot. It's a lot, but that way I don't have a 3-hour long video for y'all to watch. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Let me know if you're participating in the Cryptic Creatures readathon or any other readathons you're doing the month, or if you're just chilling and just enjoying the month of September as we move into fall. I'd love to know your thoughts on the books that were picked for me, that I picked, or that were picked for me today. Let me know if you've read any of them. Of course, again, in the comments, check the description. You guys know how YouTube works. At least I'm guessing you know how YouTube works if you're here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, y'all. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.